I hopped off the plane at LAX. That's something that Elias Pettersson of the Vancouver Canucks was probably able to say at some point in this off-season, because today we are diving into some of the latest from EP40. Big shout out over to Glovey McGlovin. Y'all have probably seen their posts on YouTube the past few years. They post a lot of, I don't want to say official clips of NHL players doing interviews and media and stuff like that, but whenever something happens in the National Hockey League that's off-ice related, or when there's a really, really interesting highlight, you'll see Glovey McGlovin usually just post the regular old footage. Now, I'm not sure if they're able to get monetized or not. If they are, then that's pretty cool. I personally don't really care too much about taking advertising revenue away from the National Hockey League. If somebody can do this as a hobby and still find ways to make income, then that's amazing. But Glovey McGlovin went out there and posted this video earlier this morning. PD training in LA. It's an 8-minute long video clip from the LA Kings practice facility. And there are a number of NHL players who are in this session going out there and training alongside of Elias Pettersson. Tyler Toffoli is one of the names over there, along with a few other names from the Ducks, from the Jets, from the BCHL. Elias Pettersson is there with his old TD Vancouver Canucks practice jersey, and then you see some of the actual drills. There are a number of PD clips, and what I notice upon watching these videos is the fact that Elias Pettersson looks really good. Y'all need to watch it for yourself. The video is going to be linked in the description. But PD looks kind of dangerous. Now, these guys are practicing in a limited capacity. They're doing 3-on-3 drills, 3-on-2 drills with a goalie, and some rush opportunities, 2-on-1s, etc., etc. So it's not like it's a full simulated 5v5 environment. But just from what we are looking at, I think it's fair to say that just from this video, Elias Pettersson is looking probably as quick as he's ever had in multiple years. Pettersson used to be a flash, a flair for the dramatic on the ice, not just with his dazzling hands, not just with his blistering shot, but also with the pace of play he would be able to contend with. This guy could beat defenders out with the puck, galloping down the ice to create space. He could pounce onto a loose puck, beating out guys before forcing a breakaway for himself. He was able to do a lot with the mobility and the speed that he skated with in those earlier seasons. But as that knee tendonitis started to creep in around February of 2024, we saw Elias Pettersson not just fall off a cliff with his decision-making, but with his actual mobility too. Yes, he looks slow out there. Yes, he looks lazy and uninterested. But a lot of that could have been chalked up to the fact that his knee was all messed up. And then you add the elements of his mental going down the drain. His teammate JT Miller is harping on him for months and months. Nobody in the locker room is really standing up for him anymore because Tanner Pearson and Luke Schenn are gone. Tyler Myers is trying to console him without actually standing up to the guy that's being harsh on him. And then you've got the second guessing, the double clutching, the refusal to shoot because he's looking for that perfect shot. And when he gets the shot, he misses the net. That was not something Elias Pettersson had to deal with earlier on in his career. He just did stuff before. He just activated. That mental switch in his head was so efficient at just doing what needed to be done at the right moments. And Pettersson's mobility was one of the biggest drivers that allowed that to happen. Now, in 2025, in 2026, you've got a whole bunch of bogged down clips where Pettersson just refuses to skate, he refuses to take the shot. He refuses to try to get the puck on goal. He second guesses. He passes instead of shoots. He did so much of this over the past 2 years or so that seeing any sort of a clip where Elias Pettersson is looking as dangerous as he's looking over here, it actually looks really inspiring. And I know we've said a few times over the years, okay, what if Pettersson came back? What if he actually was able to look good? But, like, this might be some of the most optimistic footage of Elias Pettersson training that we have seen in a long time. It's like the total opposite of Andrei Kuzmenko going out there and practicing in Bali, running up and down those stairs and doing jumps onto chairs and whatnot. We all clowned on him for that low-key, and then he had a bad season when he came back. Elias Pettersson is training with NHL players in LA, and now he's looking pretty decent. Now, I know you could also say, hey, wait a minute, like, look at what's happening in Burnaby. You've got guys like Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, you've got Macklin Celebrini, you've got Gavin McKenna, you've got some of these top-tier guys training just down the road from Rogers Arena, and Elias Pettersson is not participating in that. Instead, he's going to LA. He's hanging out with Anaheim Ducks players and Tyler Toffoli of the Sharks and a whole bunch of other people. There can be some people maybe stirring up issues around that. Oh, why are you going to LA to do your summer training? But at the same time, it's like, you know, ice time is ice time, and as we've already been seeing with the Vancouver Canucks and the practice facility being built in Britannia, there are issues with the amount of ice surfaces available in this city. And with Pettersson going over to LA, I mean, the guy's spending a lot of time there, I guess, right, with his wife and all, and it's Hollywood. LA's pretty cool to be in during the summer. Not that Vancouver is not. I mean, we've had some pretty cool things going on over here, from the World Cup to the blueberry picking and the pride parades and everything. There's a lot of cool things to do here in downtown Vancouver. Although, to be fair, no, you can't pick the blueberries in downtown. That's just not what happens over here. You can go to the video rental store. You can channel your inner Patrick Bateman. Although, to be fair, I don't know if anybody really wants that. Either way, you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about Elias Pettersson going out there and genuinely displaying some positive traits with his practice and his scrimmage work in LA this offseason? He's looking good. If he was able to play like this, like he's showing off in these videos in the NHL this upcoming year, I would maybe even feel more comfortable saying Pettersson is a 60-point player. Which, let's be real, if Pettersson gets back up to 60 points, at the very least, there is upward progression. And that is the most important thing that we can hope out of this guy, because the past 2 years have been bad. Elias Pettersson, everybody. Yay or nay? LA or Vancouver? Burnaby 8 rinks or the LA Kings practice facility? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sign on. And bye.